can turn this into something positive and maybe it'll spread.
He's the most positive person on his job.
Now you're cured.
I feel good.
Welcome to Positively Milwaukee. Hard to believe Christmas is almost here, and for many of us that means gathering friends and family close, usually around a home-cooked meal. But for others in our area, Christmas dinner is just too expensive. Katie Crowther tells us how Northcott Neighborhood House is making the holidays a little easier.
Christmas Day, Northcott Neighborhood House will become its own Santa's workshop. Volunteers will be handing out home-cooked meals and gifts for kids.
Last year, we provided 1,000 meals and 4,500 toys. Our goal is to exceed that.
To make sure they don't run out, Northcott's executive director, Tony Kearney, and his staff have been gathering toys for weeks. They won't get to see the kids open their presents, but Director of Operations, Elizabeth Coggs, says she loves seeing kids pick out a wrapped package.
Their faces light up and the smile, and so all these months of preparation is well worth it.
But Kearney says a giveaway like this isn't just a gift for children. It's really for the whole family, especially mom and dad.
With our current situation with the economy, we don't want parents to be worrying about, can I buy my child a gift? Can I make a meal?
He says when there's stress like that in the house, everyone feels it.
What we're trying to do here is to have parents relax. Take the stress off. Don't worry. Pay your rent. Get the gifts from us.
Even if you're not receiving from Northcott this Christmas, there are still plenty of ways to get into the holiday spirit.
Our volunteers make this work.
Kearney says volunteers have been wrapping gifts since the beginning of December. Northcott can also always use people to help pass out food and gifts on Christmas.
It's just a blessing. You know what I mean? And it's a blessing to be a blessing.
We need your time, we need your help, and it does help this community.
Because at the end of the day, that's what these giveaways and Northcott are all about. Community.
We're going to continue to do every single thing we can to serve the community. And these events bring people together and give us an opportunity to dialogue.
What a blessing. Now, if you're hoping to pick up a meal and some gifts from Northcott Neighborhood House, the giveaway starts at 8 a.m. and runs until noon. Leaders with Northcott say you don't have to live in the neighborhood. It is open to anybody in the Milwaukee area in need. The Waukesha Parade tragedy has brought out the best in our community. One father had 4 children injured in that parade. Stephanie Haynes shows us how volunteers are making sure those kids get the tools they need to get back on their feet.
Nearly 3 weeks after the tragedy at the Waukesha Christmas Parade, volunteers are hard at work building a wheelchair ramp at Dylan Ural's home.
I just can't imagine what it must feel like to be the father of 4 children hit by that vehicle.
Not just heartbreak, but a lot of just feeling of sorrow.
Dylan's 4 children were walking in the parade together when they were hurt.
So my story is just one, but my story is including finding 2 of my daughters on the road.
Thankfully, all 4 kids have been back at home with their mother for some time now. It's been a challenging time for Dylan's family, but he is choosing to focus on the community rushing to help.
From the law enforcement, from the people that were taking children in their vehicles and taking them immediately, that they could not wait. And one of those situations included my son. So it does hold a personal note. So I think I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that was helping and being good on that day. Like it truly, I felt it coming up that road.
Dylan's 8-year-old son, Grayson, will need a wheelchair for a little while. Volunteers say the ramp at Dylan's home could be finished in the next few weeks.
Picture frame decking, stainless steel, horizontal railings, and that's what he deserves after what he's gone through.
Dylan's home is around the corner from part of the parade route and down the street from where the suspect was caught. Dylan says he hopes the ramp will serve as a symbol of Waukesha uniting in this tough time.
For anyone coming down this street, coming down this road, seeing this kind of epic thing going into the Fine Points, knowing that the community has come together, that good is battling evil, I think that is important.
Very important, and people can really be so giving. Our community is full of generous people, and it has been amazing to see stories of kindness coming out of Waukesha these days. Little tiny puppies can melt just about anybody's heart, but they can also take on a big job helping soldiers return home from service. Sarah McGrew talked to one veteran about his new four-legged friend.
Andrew Saban served in the Army from 2004 to 2008, including a 15-month tour in Afghanistan where his unit lost many people.
So it took me a while to find my place again.
Just a trip outside of his house can now feel overwhelming.
You always feel like you have to watch your back.
On Tuesday, Andrew was surprised with a new partner to help him navigate everyday life.
Custom Canines, an American Warrior initiative along with Fairway Mortgage, is here to present you today with your dog Harmony.
It's pretty surreal, kind of like a dream come true kind of a thing.
Although they've only known each other a few hours, there's already a clear connection between Andrew and Harmony.
She seems like she wants to say hi to everybody and be helpful. And she seems to be pretty cute too.
According to a recent study from Purdue University, service dogs help to reduce symptoms of PTSD and depression in veterans. Service dogs help veterans when it comes to mental and emotional well-being and can help them perform better at work. Andrew was one of 16 veterans across the country to receive a service dog from the American Warrior Initiative on Tuesday.
13 of them were in honor of the 13 military personnel who lost their lives in Afghanistan in August.
It's quite an honor, you know. Now I'm going to try to find out as much as I can about that person who passed away and try to do everything in their in honor of them.
Now he's encouraging other veterans to seek out the help they need.
It's a little tough trying to find the right people, but if you're looking for things to help out with everything, there's hope out there. You just got to keep going.
And that hope may just lead to Harmony.
Oh, I think so. Harmony is so adorable. Now, Custom Canines is based in Madison and has helped train countless service dogs. And I'm sure Andrew is so excited to bring Harmony home. We have many great stories coming up for you, including one about a Milwaukee museum you might not have heard of. Right after the break, we're going to tell you about a dance company that has big goals for their performances. See their skills and their hopes after the break. But before we go, don't forget lunch with me every Wednesday at 12:30. I chat with someone who's doing good in the community on Facebook Live, someone who inspires and is truly positively Milwaukee. I recently sat down with author Neil Panosian. He wrote the book, A Happy Life for Busy People, Powerful Secrets to Get You There Quickly and Easily. Neil has a knack for making people enjoy life. Join me every week so you can ask questions and leave your comments for people just like Neil who are positively Milwaukee. Welcome back. Imagine starting a new professional dance company during the pandemic. Well, that's the case of the Nova Linea Contemporary Dance Company. Nova Linea means new line in Latin, and I went to Waukesha to check out how these dancers are helping us enjoy live performances once again. Graceful sight as the Nova Linea Contemporary Dance Troupe warms up.
Art is the best way to connect to people and connect back to our humanity, and I think that's definitely needed right now.
This professional dance company is based in Waukesha.
So one of our goals is to help give our audiences the tools they need to be able to feel something or to be able to take something away from the performance.
Jared Baker is the artistic director.
Plie, 4, 5, 6, and then curl around 7, 8, 9.
Baker originally planned to be a biochemist till a mentor put him on the right footing.
He said, "What are you doing? You should be dancing. You need to go to the University of Arizona and go dance there." That did it for me, I think.
And that led Baker to help found Nova Linea, giving him a chance to help artists like Mia Schindel.
Feeling like you were an integral part of the making of this company and the spreading of this company and making sure that it succeeds is it's really fulfilling for me.
Nova Linea Contemporary Dance collaborates with local dance studios, Jared Baker wants audiences to learn when they come to his performances. He knows that dance can have a profound effect on people.
People cry all the time, and not that I love that they're crying, but I love that they're expressing emotion. I think that's really, really important.
Nova Linnea proves that local artists don't have to move from the Midwest to hone their craft. In fact, 21-year-old Sebastian Martinez moved to Milwaukee from the East Coast.
I just graduated college in May, so it was a really big transition for me, but I felt like it was the best decision I could have made. Everyone here was very welcoming, was very accepting.
24-year-old Mia Schindel moved here from Tucson, Arizona.
At our last performance, one of my young students came up to me actually, and he pointed at the stage and he said, "I want to do that someday." And that, as a teacher, as a performer, as an artist in general, that was probably one of my favorite moments so far here.
And Grace Plath has been dancing at the studio all her life.
And I basically learned to walk in these studios, and now dancing in here professionally in one of the first professional companies in Wisconsin, and having my parents involved in an executive way has been really, really mind-blowing, and sometimes it's really hard to believe when I really sit down and think about it.
Plath is thrilled she can dance professionally without leaving the Midwest.
It's pretty remarkable. You can find it anywhere. If you manifest it and believe in it and you're with the right people, you can do it anywhere you want.
The company's mission statement notes that, quote, "Dance can be healing, emotional, and sometimes difficult, but always leaves us better human beings than we were before."
For me, the two things that always inspire me are my own personal life, obviously, things that have happened to me. How can I take my story, find the overlying themes that can connect to all of us, and then build a piece about that?
I think it's a really good feeling to know that I'm able to impact something much bigger than me, and something that is up and coming, something that is going to be there when I'm no longer here. So it's that legacy, it's that lineage, and it's that impact that you have on the younger generation, I think is something that is really important to me.
Being an artist is not just about creating work, it's more for me about impacting people, and I think the work is a way of getting there. It's the vehicle that changes people's lives.
Dancing is really such a beautiful art form, and art is really good for all of our souls. So if you would like to see Nova Linnea Contemporary Dance in action, they do have a big event coming up in Wales in February. We do have more information for you on our Positively Milwaukee Facebook group page. Coming up after the break, we're going to sit down with a Milwaukee basketball legend who has done so much for our community even after he retired. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Positively Milwaukee. Well, you know Milwaukee has many great attractions, but did you know there's a hip-hop museum? And it's a lot more than just records. James Grove shows us a peek inside.
Action figures, DVDs, hip-hop inspired snacks, and during the holidays, Antonia Anderson even has a hip-hop Christmas tree with musicians as her ornaments.
Run DMC, I have TLC, I have Salt and Pepper.
She's created Antonia's 365 hip-hop museum inside her apartment. She has tons of hip-hop artifacts and more than 3,500 records.
Once I started going into the record stores, I just started getting more and more and more.
You can literally come to her apartment and she will give you a tour and history lesson. She collects all of this to preserve the culture of hip-hop. She has an MC Hammer action figure, Wu-Tang Clan chess set, and hip-hop comic books. However, she also has a greater goal in mind.
So for people of color, I'm trying to get them to be proud of who they are, be comfortable in their skin.
Antonia is a social worker assistant at a Milwaukee public high school. She uses her collection to connect with students in an authentic way.
We need to build up their self-confidence as much as we can.
Music and the culture that comes with it is a familiar thing for a lot of teens, so it's a good way to establish relationships with students. To sign up for tours or have her bring the collection to you, go to tmj4.com.
Students will love that. Now, that's an impressive collection. How generous of Antonia to invite people into her home to learn about hip-hop. We are grateful to people like her going above and beyond to serve our community. The MAC Fund was founded by John McLaughlin 45 years ago after he retired from his career with the Milwaukee Bucks. Our Lance Allen sat down with a basketball legend to talk about the legacy he created to help cure kids with cancer.
You've won an NBA championship, but yet what you and Eddie Doucette have done with the MAC Fund, is that even more important, or where does that rank?
The MAC Fund, there'd be no MAC Fund without my basketball career. There'd be no MAC Fund without the Milwaukee Bucks embracing us and letting Eddie and I talk about it and give us a game and support us all these years and still do today. It's hard to say, well, that's more important than the athletic part, because the athletic part got me to that.
It's emotional for McLaughlin even after 45 years.
I've often thought, how did I get from that little town nobody to this NBA championship, the Milwaukee Bucks, all this fame and glory? And after we'd started the MAC Fund and started doing it, and I put in a lot of love time, I happen to be a strong believer with faith. I believe God got me there from that dirt court to here for the MAC Fund, because we're saving kids' lives.
Is that how you want people to remember you, John?
Yes. I had a woman stop me and say, John, thank you for the MAC Fund, because we lost our child a few years ago, but we know the ones you're saving. Yesterday, I've had stories that are hard for me to tell, and they're moving, where cancer parents have come up and grabbed me. It's very rewarding, and I'm proud of the MAC Fund, not prideful, proud of them, but we're still losing kids. So until we get to 100%, and will we in my lifetime? Probably not, but I think we can. The doctors tell us we can. When we started the MAC Fund, only 20% of the kids survived a 5-year period with all cancers. And today, you know, in some cancers, we're well over 80%.
And we are blessed to have Johnny Mack in our area. Well, we just wrapped up our sports auction for Mack, and it was a record-setting year. The auction raised nearly $63,000, and that's about $11,000 more than last year. Again, every dollar goes to research for childhood cancer and related blood disorders. Turning tragedy into a chance to give back to others. That's what one family in Jackson is doing. Bruce Harrison spoke to them about who inspired them to hold a neighborhood Christmas toy drive.
This one was one of Jocelyn's favorite stuff. So these linkable things, you push the button and they connect with each other.
And now another child will get to experience the same joy as Jocelyn. Many children will when the Hamples deliver all these toys to Children's Hospital.
Certainly more than I thought we were ever going to get. So
yeah, how are you going to get it all to the hospital?
We rented a U-Haul.
Jocelyn Hampel died from complications during a dental procedure. She would have turned 8 next week.
Jocelyn was the sweetest, brightest girl any of us could have known. She lit up. This was her favorite time of year. Lit up with every Christmas light, present.
The community knew that well. Jackson police once babysat Jocelyn while her brother was at the hospital for a minor medical emergency.
Because Ashley was home alone, the 2 officers stayed with Jocelyn and Tenley.
And to date, it's one of the police department's most liked picks.
Look at the way Jocelyn was standing there staring at the officer with a smile on her face. That personified Jocelyn's personality.
Jocelyn's family made this event fun for everybody who came out today. You could grab a cupcake if you donated a toy, and for the kids, you could get a Pop-It.
Support a local family. Who's first?
What?
And also for the kids, Santa came to Oakwood Drive early this year, an experience little Jocelyn would have loved during her favorite time of the year.
How bittersweet. People donated to the Hamples Drive for a week leading up to the big event at locations around town. And they delivered all those toys to Children's Hospital last week. Very nice. Football season is in full swing, and that always gives Packers fans something to smile about. And if they're interested in two Aaron Rodgers, well, they'll love our first reason to smile. Check out this video posted on Twitter by the NFL. Now, I know this was something that made all of us do a double take. This guy looks like Aaron Rodgers. He has a long-lost twin. The doppelganger was spotted in the stands during the Bears game last Sunday. The two look an awful lot alike, and if Aaron Rodgers ever needs a stunt double, maybe we can just ask this man. Well, Milwaukee has two brand new neighbors, a pair of cheetahs named Mila and Minnie. The sisters came to Milwaukee County Zoo from Texas. Now, the zoo is already home to another female cheetah. Cheetahs are endangered in the wild, so animal exchange programs like this really help to protect and conserve the species. And if you like the ballet Swan Lake, then you're going to love this story. Firefighters rescued a swan on Pretty Lake in Ottawa this week. It was stuck on the ice and it really could not take off. It looks like it was a little slippery for the rescuers as well. Well, the swan was taken to a rehab center. It will be nursed and will be able to be released back into the wild. A happy ending. I'll be back with my quote of the week. I have been absolutely terrified every moment of my life, and I've never let it keep me from doing a single thing I've wanted to do. Our quote of the week comes from Georgia O'Keeffe, who was born in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Now, you probably know her for her famous paintings of enlarged flowers in natural settings. O'Keeffe faced a lot of obstacles in her success. She had to leave art school more than once because of a lack of funding and illness. She also suffered depression and was hospitalized during the middle of her career. But despite all of that, Georgia O'Keeffe is considered the mother of American modernism. She explored abstract concepts that many artists weren't even thinking about at the time. She paved the way for many other women artists to be successful. O'Keeffe faced her fears and she saw great success. And I hope you can do the same. And as always, stay positively Milwaukee.